And welcome to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. It is a Thursday, just one more day of doing this.
Are you going to be sad for the
I'm
weekend?
going to be sad. No.
I'm not.
No, I've got a weekend planned, by golly.
You do?
I sure do.
Does it involve outdoors?
Lots of enjoyment.
Does it involve the outdoors?
Well, I hope it will. There's no rain in the forecast.
You don't really have a plan then if you can't answer that question.
I know, I haven't planned. Oh no, we've got stuff to do.
Is it like around the place?
Oh, let's see. I know that there's stuff going on because I'm like, Saturday and Sunday's planned.
But you just can't remember what it is.
Well,
happens to the best of us, man.
I think we're going out on a date tonight or tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who's initiating the date? Does she know? Because she does now if she's listening.
Well, she knows.
Okay.
She knows.
Who's initiating this date?
This one? Probably me. Because we were going to do one last week and it didn't work out.
Okay.
So I've got to do a makeup.
Okay.
Makeup. You know what the makeup is.
Yeah.
I'm way behind. So I've got a lot of makeups to do.
Oh, you got to make up. Okay.
Do the girls ever have to do a makeup?
A do-over kind of thing?
A do-over, yes, do-over.
I think
that's probably a better term, yeah.
Do-over. Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
With Richard's job, I can't tell you how many times we've had to change plans. You just got to roll with it. You know what I mean?
Oh, for him changing plans?
Yeah, it's less now that our son works with him. But yeah, we've had many times where we'll have something planned and inevitably something with work will come up, and that's just how it is.
Yeah.
No use in getting all bent out of shape about it.
Yeah.
That's his livelihood, so.
Yeah, you should be able to be flexible.
Even when you, got tickets. I can remember wanting to go to, something with him and having paid money for whatever it was.
But, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you have to. Whatever.
Those things pop up.
They do.
Yeah. Well, we've got a good guest that's going to be coming up in the quarter hour.
Did you reach out to this person?
I found out about the Cherry Blossom Festival. It's been going on for quite a while. I don't know that I don't know why. Yeah, I've got a lot of details on the event.
Well, tell people. You want to tell people anything about it? Or you want to wait until we do the interview?
I don't know the exact history. We've got a guest that's coming on to tell us all about it. Nicholas Inman, and he's I guess he's orchestrating, or he may be the director of the this year's Cherry Blossom Festival.
Where is that, Dan?
It's in Marshfield.
How far of a hike
Missouri.
is Marshfield?
It's about 10 minutes away, 10 or 15 minutes away from Springfield to the east.
Oh, okay.
So it's not a bad drive to go up there. Kelly and I are going to go up there. We're going to go up there. It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's a 4-day event.
Wow.
And there's a lot of events there. They have breakfasts. They have dinners there with dignitaries, and they've got a lot of Hollywood talent.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Over the years, from shows like Dallas, Little House on the Prairie, The Waltons, Star Trek, Leave It to Beaver, My Three Sons, MASH, Mama's Family, Lassie, Daniel Boone, Chips.
Lassie.
And these people have over the years have flocked here to meet everyone from the area.
Meet and greet the people.
Meet and greet, yeah. And there is meet and greet days that you can do that.
Remember, tell them again who you had. We had him on last year.
We had Jerry Mathers from.
Jerry Mathers.
He's the Beaver.
Yeah.
He's known as the Beaver, and I don't think he'll ever shake that notoriety.
Now, if you're young and you're listening to this, which there probably aren't a lot of young radio listeners, but I don't know that. No shade. But they probably don't know who these people are. You know what I mean? Dallas and Little House on the Prairie.
Well, it's not for them.
And the Waltons.
Stay at home.
This is kind of our era.
Yeah, but they have a really cool square, and the vendors set up all around. I mean, they've got leather goods, they've got candles, they've got, it's kind of like
a festival.
Like it is a festival. Mm-hmm. And Kelly and I went last year, and the weather was perfect, and everybody was just so interesting to talk to, and they were very welcome up there. The Missouri people are how welcome they are.
Yeah.
So So we had a good time, and that's happening. Let's see, the 20th annual. I had the dates down. Oh,
it's the 24th.
24th, 25th, 26th, and I think
27th.
Sunday is when it wraps up. But
Yes.
that's happening.
But there is a concert even Sunday night, it says, at College of the Ozarks Concert Band. So it's like 4 days.
Yeah, there's so much stuff, and we probably can't do all of it. I got like 6 or 8 pages
Yes.
here. But we're going to talk to Mr. Inman about that, and he can kind of give us the history.
Don't keep basketball.
Yeah, they've got all kinds of stuff going on. So we're going to have him
it sounds like
about
a fun
9:15 or 9:20. So
a fun extended
Yeah.
weekend.
yes. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And I think we should probably do some weather. It's going to be sunny today, high near 76 degrees. Overnight low tonight is 44, with a little gusty wind up to 20 miles per hour for the overnight. And then Friday, sunny with a high near 63. Overnight low for Friday night is 38 degrees, a little chilly. Saturday, sunny, high 70. That's your kind of weather. Saturday night, 50 for the low. And then what do we have for Sunday?
Sunday looks like a high near 79. That's my weather.
80 degrees.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a Sunday night is a low of 61. Monday, partly sunny with a high of 72. Monday night, partly cloudy with a low of 45. Tuesday, high near 69. And Tuesday night, low of 42. Wednesday, high of 72. I think winter's gone.
I think so.
And Easter's coming up like
Yeah.
2 weeks. Well, it's Palm Sunday this Sunday, excuse me. And then the next Sunday is Easter.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, it's that time of year, and I think about winter being gone.
Yeah. Well, Kelly was explaining what Lent is to me.
Yes. And
It's like a 40-day thing, right? Yeah. Okay.
a lot of people give up, I mean,
Do you
practice
give it up for that
tradi-
40 days?
yeah. Well, and I've known a lot of social media, people who have done social media and gotten. Yes,
What are some of the-
deserve that.
what are
but
some of the
foods,
things?
certain foods, like your
Oh.
favorite food, they might fast on that. It's the whole fasting.
Oh.
I mean, not
Oh.
necessarily fasting food wise. I'm just saying that you give up something in honor
Okay.
of. Anyway, yeah.
I was thinking about paper cuts. Giving up paper cuts.
I don't think that's
For that.
I don't think that's the same thing, Dan.
Well, what
Do you
is it?
like paper cuts in the first place?
No.
Okay, then that's
Oh,
your key.
something that you
That's
like.
something or that you need to purge or something. Yeah.
Purge. Okay. Oh,
Huh?
all right.
Just there's more to it than that. I mean, this is a
I
very
just
late.
wonder where that came from. Why do you pick one single thing? Like if I were
Maybe it's
gonna
more.
if I were gonna fast, I wouldn't eat anything, right?
Dan,
And
you're making it too complicated.
No, is it for the 40 days? Is that how it works?
Yes.
40 days. Okay.
Yes.
I got to think about that.
Maybe I can do without Dan for 40 days. I'm already exhausted. And we're only, what,
Well,
8 minutes in?
Do you like me? See, that wouldn't work. You don't like me, so that'll work.
Oh, dear people.
Oh boy. Okay.
Where were we?
I think we were on topic to ponder.
Okay.
You want to do that one?
Yeah, let's do that one. Let's
Get
do.
up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
Okay.
Can I do it?
Yeah.
Would you like your lifestyle to be more active or happy just the way it is? Would you like your lifestyle to be more active or are you happy just the way it is?
More active.
Sure.
I like to be active.
Sure.
Active.
Now, why aren't you?
Why am I not more active?
Why are you not more
Oh,
active?
there's things that get in the way,
Yeah. Do you find physical limitations?
Physical.
Being one?
Well, I'd like to go hiking, but sometimes it's raining.
True.
But I've got rain gear. That wouldn't stop me. I could go hiking in the rain. It's just the lightning that I don't like when it's that bad.
True. But yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at the doohickey. What's it called? The graphic.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all, we were just talking about brain and all the brain
Yeah.
function, and here I'm going, what is that doohickey called?
Well,
I don't even see it.
yeah, that's fine. Okay.
I will put it up
if it's
I
not
don't
up,
find
we'll
it
put
here.
it up.
We'll put it up. But anyway,
It's a graphic to ponder for today, and would you like your lifestyle to be more active, or are you just happy just the way it is?
okay.
Yeah.
I will be typing that up shortly, and you can give us your comments about that subject.
Okay.
Please.
All right. How about some history?
Let's do it.
We're good for history.
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
Dawn. Boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past.
100 years ago today, The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald was published. The character Nick Carraway acts as the novel's narrator as he witnesses Jay Gatsby's courtship of Daisy Buchanan. That was one of the book's iconic lines.
Did you ever read that book?
I saw the movie. I don't know that I read the book.
Yeah.
You know what? That'd probably be a good read to do.
Is that the black and white version with
No, the one I saw was not. It was color, so I haven't seen the original,
Okay.
obviously.
All right.
In my professional judgment, the USS Thresher, which was missing as of yesterday, is probably lost.
This was 62 years ago today. The nuclear-powered submarine USS Thresher sank during deep diving test off Cape Cod in a disaster that claimed 129 lives. Admiral George Anderson, chief of naval operations, pretty much gave up hope the next day, and there's no extended information if it was ever found, so we won't know.
Instead of working to develop biological weapons, now may devote their entire energy toward working against the enemy of all mankind, disease.
53 years ago today, the United States and the Soviet Union joined some 70 nations in signing an agreement banning biological warfare. President Nixon hailed the accord.
Okay.
Several specialists recommended that we terminate the pregnancy. I thank God every day that I had this safe medical option available to me, especially now that I am pregnant again.
29 years ago today, President Clinton vetoed a bill that would have banned a rare medical procedure opponents called partial birth abortion. With the president in the Oval Office was Mary Line of Sherwin Oaks, California. She underwent a procedure after her fetus developed complications and thanked the president for the veto.
The agreement that has emerged from the Northern Ireland peace talks opens the way for the people there to build a society based on enduring peace, justice, and equality.
27 years ago today, the Northern Ireland peace talks concluded as negotiators reached a landmark settlement to end 30 years of bitter rivalries and bloody attacks. President Clinton praised that deal.
Okay.
Hello?
I, Neil M. Gorsuch, do solemnly swear that I will administer justice without respect to persons. That I will administer justice without respect to persons. And do equal right to the poor and to the rich. And do equal right to the poor and to the rich.
8 years ago today, Justice Neil Gorsuch took his place as the newest addition on the bench of the Supreme Court, restoring a narrow conservative majority. It was President Trump's first of 3 Supreme Court opponents. Justice Anthony Kennedy administered the judicial oath to Gorsuch during a Rose Garden ceremony. And this is just a portion of the swearing in.
We can gather our energies and focus on preventing these tragedies. There will be a time to act.
2 years ago today, a Louisville bank employee shot and killed 5 co-workers, including a close friend of the governor, and wounded 8 others in a live-streamed workplace shooting at the bank branch. The shooter, 25-year-old Connor Sturgeon, was finally shot by police. That was Mayor Craig Greenberg.
So, how come you're not watching the Oscars tonight?
This is a birthday cut. 73 years ago today, actor Steven Seagal was born. He's most known for his long line of action-packed B movies, and here he is in the 1994 Hard to Kill movie.
Did you watch him?
Yes, I've seen him. Yeah, in some movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You?
Yeah.
Okay. The next one you'll have to read.
Oh, I'm sorry. 66 years ago today, retro musician Brian Setzer was born. He first came to fame in the 1980s as the leader of the rockabilly revival band The Stray Cats. Lately, he's been in the midst of a resurgence in swing music as leader of the Brian Setzer Orchestra. Jump, Jive, and Wail was one of their
Mm-hmm.
hits.
And I'm gonna make 100 wrong decisions and ruin the chances you guys have to lead the perfect lives that you deserve, but I will protect you fiercely.
41 years ago today, actress Mandy Moore was born. She brought television viewers to tears in her role as Mother Rebecca Pearson on the NBC drama series This Is Us. I have never heard of that
Really?
series.
You've no.
No.
Man, it was a big hit.
Was it really?
I may get some flack for this, but I didn't finish it.
You didn't finish it? Is it available to watch?
I guess it still is on some platform.
What was the platform? I mean, what was the premise of the whole thing?
It was just a family and the
Oh,
dynamic
okay.
and just different scenarios.
Was there one of the
people would be crying? I mean, they say it really was heart touching.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
So
was there a certain part of the family that was kind of like caused trouble for everyone?
oh yeah, there was
You gotta
always
have one.
somebody with a little
the drug problem
little
or
black sheep kind of person.
Yeah, black sheep. Yeah.
I don't want her to know.
Know what?
I see dead people.
Yikes. Yeah, when I watched this movie, it went above and beyond what I was expecting.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. It's a birthday cut. 37 years ago today, actor Haley Joel Osment was born. He started acting very young and was nominated with an Oscar for his supporting role in The Sixth Sense.
Wasn't that Bruce Willis?
Yeah, Bruce Willis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's the motivator. Grab me a Harris wrench, check in there.
How bad is it?
If we want to live, not good.
33 years ago today, actress Daisy Ridley was born. In her first film, she played Rey, the protagonist for Star Wars The Force Awakens. That was her character fixing a ship with co-star John Boyega.
Okay. All right.
Dude, I remembered that Bruce Willis was in there, and we're gonna say that's because of the kelp I've started taking.
Oh, okay. All right. She's taking kelp.
And
for her.
Dan's the one that got
Yeah.
me into this. He's not doing it. I'm the guinea
No,
pig.
no. I'm going to try some. I'm going to try some kelp. It's supposed to have iodine. I've heard that we are deficient in iodine, and even though it's in salt, people are not trying to use as much salt. But we need iodine in our bodies, and it helps with your cognitive abilities.
Now they
to be
make
focused.
iodized salt, so I guess that
Iodized salt,
does
yeah.
that
I think it's
cover
all-
the bases then?
No, because people aren't using as much salt as they used to. So you got to get it somewhere else.
Well, this stuff's kind of gross. Like it's a
Oh, yeah?
little bitty scoop, and I put it in my water, and it was just stayed as blob.
Yeah.
So it was kind of gross. So today I just stuck it on my tongue and washed it down.
How does iodine taste?
It
Doesn't
it's
taste
a little
good.
salty. It's just whatever.
Oh, okay.
It didn't bother me.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure this jar is going to last me a lifetime. So there you are.
There you go.
All right, that's all.
We could pass it on to your kids when you pass on.
That's all, folks.
All right. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to try to get Nicholas Inman on the phone. He's representing the Cherry Blossom Festival in Marshfield, Missouri, and that happens starts the 24th, Thursday, and it runs till Sunday. And we're going to find out. We got to break it down because there's a lot going on. We're going to find it, and he's probably talked to a lot of people, said this enough to know what to tell us. So we're going to get him on the phone, and we'll be back right after this. Stick with us. And also, we don't have a.
What is today? Thursday? Oh, we do need to talk about Dick's Five and Dime.
Okay,
people.
yeah, we need to do that before we go.
I will do. Why don't you fill her for me for a second? Okay, here we are. Dick's Five and Dime in Branson is open during the Streetscape project, which we discussed yesterday. It's kind of a beautification type project, and they're giving away 5 $100 shopping sprees every week. So you better get to Dick's Five and Dime in Branson right now.
All right, do it during the break.
You betcha.
Drive there and then listen to the interview.
You can listen to us the whole way there.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
TV channel 26.1.
And welcome back to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. We have on the phone with us Nicholas Inman, and with the Cherry Blossom Festival. Welcome, Nicholas.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for taking some time out of your busy schedule. I know that this event is coming up on the 20th. It's going to start on the 24th, and I bet you're just running, chasing your tail.
You know how that goes.
I
There's
do.
always something to be done.
I came last year. I didn't. I'm not sure how I found out about it, but I did an interview with Jerry Mathers promoting the event. Then we came up and had an talk with him there. But I was extremely fascinated with what you guys have going on up here. Can you give us a little history of the Cherry Blossom Festival?
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
This will be our 20th Cherry Blossom Festival, so we've been celebrating history for quite a while now, and it's something that we look forward to every spring here in Marshfield, of course. So the festival's roots go kind of in all different directions, and people are often asking me, how do you describe the Cherry Blossom Festival? And I always say, well, it's like you put history in a blender and it blows up for 3 days, because our roots go many different directions when we talk about history. Our festival's mission is the preservation of American, state, and local history. So, of course, that takes many forms, whether it's pop culture or war veterans or descendants of presidents or those who've worked in the White House, different facets of history from various historians and authors. So you see a whole bunch on our festival schedule, but to give you the roots of the story of how it all happened, after I graduated high school, I spent an extended period of time in Washington, D.C., and I became homesick for Marshfield. So I came home, of course, and once I came home, I thought, well, I should have stayed in Washington. So I guess it started out as a kind of a personal thing. I decided we'd plant cherry blossom trees here in Marshfield so I could have the best of both of my favorite places. And then, of course, once you plant cherry blossom trees and you begin a beautification effort in your town, you think, well, we need to do something to celebrate the blooming of the trees. So a festival was born out of that. And
Wow, that's cool.
We thought we don't want just an average craft festival.
Yeah.
We wanted to do something different. So thus came the history portion of it.
Well, I know that you had you have a president is part of the history there. Several presidents are from Missouri, and then you have relatives of the presidents that come to this event. I guess that's kind of how it started, maybe. And then you have got a monster by the tail now. This thing has grown even since last year.
Yeah, well, and you know, it seems like it grows a little bit more every year, and it takes a village to put it all together.
Right.
Thankfully, we have great volunteers, but I want to build upon what you just commented about our presidential descendants. So many years ago, Mary Jean Eisenhower, President Eisenhower's youngest granddaughter, came to speak at our high school here in Marshfield. And during her comments, this was all before the festival began, she made a comment that stuck in my mind. She said, if you're interested in American history, especially the presidency, you have to travel all over the country to various libraries and birthplaces and cemeteries. And the average American probably will never have the opportunity to visit all those places. She said, there needs to be a central place in the country where you can go and learn about everybody.
Yeah.
Well, that always stayed in my mind. So when we developed the festival, I thought, well, President George H.W. Bush visited Marshfield in 1991, and he called us the heartbeat of the nation. And I thought, well, if we're the heartbeat of the nation, we're kind of a central location.
Yeah.
Why couldn't Marshfield be the place where they could come and do all those things?
Look at you, visionary.
Well, you know, I guess it's a disease almost. But the first festival, I'm quite an avid collector of presidential memorabilia, so I thought, well, we'll just build a museum in Marshfield. People can come here year-round, learn about all the presidents, as Mary mentioned, and then we'll have our festival. It could be hosted there. So all these things were going on in my mind. And I thought, well, we'll have an announcement ceremony at the first festival that we're going to do this. And, of course, as is custom, when you open a presidential library, usually the current president and all the former presidents and first ladies attend.
Yep.
I knew we wouldn't be able to do that here, but I thought we could gather their descendants.
Yeah.
So that started a project of trying to convince presidential relatives to come to Mayberry, Missouri, so to speak, to Marshfield, from all over the country. And they came, and that amazed me. And the first festival, there were over 30 administrations represented, which was huge.
Yeah.
And then they asked, can we come back? And I only envisioned them coming for that one role.
Yeah.
And some of them have now visited us 20 years, and we've become like family to some of them. And to watch the wonderful relationships that have blossomed out of these administrations, that maybe the first year I put them all in order, chronological order, and I could hear conversations of my grandpa hated your grandpa, or my uncle didn't like your grandpa, But now to see all kinds of different relationships that have built. When President Clinton's cousin calls me to get a hold of the Monroe family because they need a babysitter in Baltimore, I think it's a success that we've crossed administrations and friendships and history in so many different ways,
Yeah.
I have a quick question about Marshfield. How big of a place is it to start with?
Well, that's a very good question. So when we started, we were a lot smaller than we are now, but we're now between 7,000 and 8,000 people.
Okay. It's not a big
place.
Huge place.
Nope.
But it is for that weekend, by golly.
Yeah.
That's right.
Now, what's the significance of the Hubble telescope? I know that there was a statue of one or some reference there.
Yes. So Edwin Hubble, of course, the namesake of the Hubble telescope, was born in Marshfield.
Okay.
And we have a replica of the telescope on our courthouse lawn.
Yeah. Okay.
And during the festival, we present our city's highest award, which is the Edwin Hubble Medal of Initiative. And it is presented to several individuals each year who have shown great initiative in their chosen fields. And there have been, Lady Bird Johnson was the first recipient the year we planted the cherry blossoms, as we, of course, were focused on beautification that year. And we've seen some outstanding individuals be honored with that award here in Marshfield, and we have also taken it across the country to present it in other locations.
Okay.
Wow.
I've got a list here of the events. I mean, we can't go through every little detail. Is there some things that people would be interested in if they came on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Give us a teaser.
Yeah, give us a teaser or an overview of what's going to happen.
I'll speak of the highlights, really.
Okay.
The big event on Thursday that everybody looks forward to is the Cherry Blossom Tea. And the ladies all get their hats out. And this year we have 2 former White House chefs that are coming to speak.
That's really neat.
That's become a very special tradition. And, of course, we tie in some Ozarks tradition into that as one of the flavors of tea that we serve. We have a whole committee that makes sassafras tea to, of course, tie into the Ozarks tradition there.
Yeah.
So that's a big event on Thursday, but there are many other things on Thursday that happen as well. Friday is jam-packed with all kinds of excitement, but something I want to emphasize this year, this is the second year that we're having a naturalization ceremony as part of our festival. I think we have maybe it's like 48 countries that are going to be represented in the naturalization ceremony. President Carter's grandson will be speaking as the speaker. It's really going to be a wonderful ceremony at our high school to watch history unfold as new families come in as citizens. And as a new citizen, can you imagine having learned about the history of your country and their descendants of most of the presidents?
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
That's
awesome.
Kind of a cool moment.
Yeah.
What
So
time
that's
is that?
Friday.
Okay.
Let's see. That is Friday morning, and it's at Marshfield High School. I believe it's at 11:30.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got some dates and times going around in my head. I better make sure that's right. 11:30 on Friday. Then Friday night at 7, we have the Hubble dinner, as I mentioned, the Hubble Awards, which we have a whole variety of recipients this year, from Tina Cole from My Three Sons to Jeannie C. Riley from Harper Valley PTA, if you're a country music fan. We have a great roster of honorees. That's just 2 of them, but there's some great names on that roster this year. Saturday, of course, another full day, but our autograph show kicks off on Friday and Saturday. It's from 10 to 3, both of those days.
Okay.
It is free to get in, and that is often what draws a lot of individuals here. It's the pop culture side of the festival,
Sure.
as you mentioning your visit with Jerry Mathers.
Yeah.
And we have some wonderful guests this year. Many of them are returning for our anniversary year because they've been here at some point during the festival's history. So we have Richard Thomas, of course.
John
you'll
Boy.
remember him probably. John Boy,
Yeah.
This is his second visit. And I'm asked quite frequently if he'll be at anything besides the autograph show. He is being interviewed on Thursday of the festival. Actually, my daughter's interviewing him. She's a little excited.
Well,
about
that's
that.
cool.
I bet.
Patrick Duffy from Dallas,
Yeah.
of course, who played Bobby Ewing, is making his festival debut this year and will be at the autograph show Friday and Saturday. You mentioned Jerry Mathers, John Provost, who some will remember as Timmy from Lassie.
Yeah.
We have several from the Waltons. Michael Leonard, who of course was Mama Walton, will be here. Cammie Kotler, who played Little Elizabeth Walton.
You bet.
The youngest of the Walton family will be here. Several from Little House on the Prairie. Of course, you know we're not too awful far from Laura Ingalls Wilder's home in Mansfield. I'm a little partial to that location. I'm the executive director there, so I always like to put in a plug for the Wilder home. But Dean Butler from Little House on the Prairie, who played Almanzo, will be here, along with Allison Arngrim, who was Nellie Olson, Charlotte Stewart, who was Miss Beadle. There's a whole array of cast members from Little House on the Prairie. And then Alan Kaiser, who was, of course, on Mama's Family. There's all sorts of special guests at the festival schedule for the autograph show. So that's going on Friday and Saturday. Saturday, of course, we're unveiling the bust of Edwin Hubble. You'd asked about Hubble.
Yeah.
At our Historical Society downtown at the museum. That's going to be a big ceremony. Tom Akers, who was an astronaut who worked on the Hubble telescope, will be speaking at that unveiling. So that'll be a historic moment for Marshfield's history especially. Then Saturday night, we conclude Saturday with our state dinner, and that's a nice dinner. We call it a pink tie affair instead of a black tie affair, as the festival color is pink. Patrick Duffy will be our speaker.
Good.
Okay.
And it'll be a really full day Saturday. And then Sunday, Cherry Blossom Sunday, many of our churches welcome VIP guests into their worship services, and many of them speak from the pulpit as part of the morning worship service. So that's kind of nice. The church that I pastor is the Elkland Independent Methodist Church, and President Carter's personal pastor, Tony Loudon, will be our speaker this year.
Nice.
And I know there are many speaking around town. Then at 2 o'clock in the afternoon is a big highlight event of the festival. We call it the First Lady's Piano Concert. And 14 pianists and one organist all play simultaneously with two people on each
That will be amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a free event. They will play everything patriotic, gospel. It's a wonderful event for anybody to attend. Then the concluding thing of the whole weekend is that night, Sunday evening, College of the Ozarks sends their band. We call it the Helen Taft Band Concert. It's at 7 o'clock at Marshfield High School. It's free, and they give a wonderful conclusion to our festival.
What an amazing lineup.
Wow.
Wow.
Lots of moving parts.
We're gonna come up and spend the day. Hotel rooms are pretty well booked up in Marshfield, just to let everybody know. So, but it's not that far away that you can get up early, come up there, and you could probably eat breakfast there in Marshfield and
pick your day, huh?
Most of the things are free. Some of the things are even sold out. That I did see. Could you give us a contact information on maybe where people could go look at some of the events to see what they would like to choose?
Absolutely. If you're active on Facebook, I'd encourage you to visit the festival Facebook page. It's Missouri Cherry Blossom Festival in Marshfield, M-O. Or you can visit our website, which is cherryblossomfest, FEST.com. Or if they'd like to call somebody, of course, they're welcome to reach out by phone if necessary. And as you said, several are already booked, but there are several events that are still open, and they can do that by calling 417-860-4996.
Okay. All right.
I might add one more thing.
Go ahead,
I failed to mention. Wednesday night, April 23rd, is the kickoff concert. And normally that is a ticketed event, but for our anniversary this year, it's free.
Oh, my gosh.
David Osborne, who is considered the presidential pianist. He's played for 5 or 6 presidents.
Oh,
wow.
He's a Steinway artist and plays nightly in Las Vegas, is giving a free concert at the Nazarene Church here, Hope Church of the Nazarene.
Okay.
And it's at 7 p.m. on that Wednesday night. And so, people are certainly welcome to attend that event, and they really will enjoy a wonderful night of music for free.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
And you started it, Dan.
Spinning.
Yeah. You're. How's the day after the event? Do you get to relax in a recliner?
Yes, in our house, of course, the festival's a family project.
Yeah.
So
okay.
It's just like complete silence for a week in this house as we all just kind of pass each other and mutter in the hallway.
So at the end of that week, does it start all over again?
Yes.
You start planning, huh?
Yeah. Well, my mind's always going. I try to work 2 or 3 years in advance. Officially, in our house, the summer is outlawed for speaking anything about the festival. But I still work on it, whether that's the rule or not. But and none of our committees meet over the summer, so we get a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
But yes, you always have to plan ahead.
Yeah, the reward.
Thank you. Yeah.
The reward is satisfying all the people that come and are going to have a great time.
We call them the Cherry Festers.
The Cherry Festers.
We look forward to the Cherry Festers coming to Marshfield every year.
Well, I'm going to be an official Cherry Fester from now on.
That's great. We love it.
Nicholas, thanks so much for letting us talk with you today. I know you're busy and got to get back to doing things, and hope if I see you there, I'll say hey.
Hit you up.
Yeah.
Please do. I'd love that.
All right. Thank you so
guys
much
for taking the time this morning.
All right. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
So take a break, man.
Yeah, if you're interested, check it out. If you want to book an event up there, go to their website, check out they've got dinners and different things that do cost. A lot of things, most of the things are free, but if you need to call someone about this, you can give them a call at 417-860-4996.
Perfect.
We have got to take a break. We're way behind on events and commercials. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. Hey.
We're spaced out a little bit. I mean, like that break seemed to go quick, people.
Yeah, it really did.
Lordy. Hey, I want to remind people on your trash day this week. This week only is the LRS, is the city of Harrison's doing the annual spring city-wide cleanup.
I missed it today.
And it's on your trash day, on your regular trash day. That means today you're probably too late.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Well.
And then tomorrow, whoever.
Depends on when and they were running a little behind because they're having to pick a lot of stuff up. So the trash, I think they bring the trash trucks around first, and then they had something that was picking stuff up. So so it's a different thing. It may take a little longer.
Go to the City of Harrison Facebook page, because I'm not going to go through all the acceptable and unacceptable items, but you can find the whole list right there along with information.
Yeah.
They want you to have stuff out by 6 a.m. tomorrow if you are on Friday's LRS schedule.
Okay.
There you go. The rest of you, too bad.
Yeah.
Too late, I guess.
You know, when you go to outer space, you know what the main concern is?
Probably where you...
Going
to the bathroom would be a concern for me.
And then where you go, and what do you do with it once you've done your thing?
Does it just go off into space, Dan? Do they just go... I used to think that's what they did in the airplane when I was a little kid. It would just fall out.
The first astronauts, the first ones, the Gemini and the Apollos, well, I don't know about them going to the moon.
Yeah.
There was no restroom.
What did they had to wear a diaper? I mean, are you being serious?
I'm serious. I heard that they just go.
Where do they go?
Just in their suit.
They don't just go.
Look it up. Because I think I'm right. I may be wrong.
What is that commute? How long does that commute take to get to the moon?
It took a couple weeks to go up there and back.
That's disgusting. To the moon. Do you know the health issues that can come with that? Never mind. I'm going down the road.
I don't know, but there was no room to move around.
There was no room in the end.
Yeah. So anyway, NASA challenges nerds to design a moon poop recycler.
Please.
I guess NASA came up with Tang. They came up with dehydrated food and meals in containers and all that stuff. And they
MREs?
can something like that. And they even can recycle oxygen through something.
It's kind of amazing.
It is kind of amazing,
that innovation that goes with that.
If you know how to turn 100 pounds of astronaut poop into drinkable water or potato fertilizer, NASA's willing to pay $3 million for you. The space agency has issued a challenge to inventors for willing to pay $3 million for it. The space agency has issued a challenge to inventors for a way to recycle the 96 bags of poop left on the moon. So I guess they leave. Oh my gosh! By the various Apollo moon astronauts. So since lunar landers need to be lighter in order to lift off from the moon, NASA plans to leave behind all sorts of extra weight, including space dumps.
I had no idea. I've never really thought about what they do with the poop or whatever. But please,
you're curious.
You're leaving it on the moon.
Well,
wow.
They're leaving it here on the Earth. You just dig you a little moon ditch and.
Well, I flushed mine, so hopefully it gets.
Well, it's doesn't work that way in the primitive areas.
No, it does. That's just what if they have these spaceships that go take you to the moon and you happen to land right next to the pile of poop? Does it disintegrate?
Well,
does it do something? Does it?
Oh well, I don't know. It's in a vacuum, so there's no.
It's just poop in there.
The water would never. I don't know.
Anyone out there know? No, just kidding.
There's got to be a way to disintegrate it, freeze dry it. You could go to the dark side of the moon and have a dumping station there because it's cold over there.
Right.
Everything would freeze.
Nobody's going to go over there.
It would freeze into particles. You could have some guy over there with a hammer breaking them in little pieces, and then they'd float up into space.
Y'all. Who knew poop could be so interesting? I think
wonder
we
if-
have to take another break here sometime,
Yeah, I do.
Dan. I'm just
We do.
reminding you.
Just wonder if that was worth $3 million bucks. My little idea.
His idea or the story, period.
Okay. We'll take another break. We'll be right back. Stay with us. And welcome back to Around the Table. We have just a few more minutes before we have to leave you today.
Yeah, we
Hey,
do.
and thanks for being a part of the show. We love it.
Thank you. Hey, I guess I need to tell y'all again to go to Dick's Five and Dime.
Okay.
During the Streetscape project, and they are giving away 5 $100 shopping sprees every week. So take advantage of that.
They're doing
now. Be there or
they're-
be square.
Yeah, they're doing a beautification project down on some of the streets there, and some of the streets are closed. So,
But I think that advertisement just said that Dick's, they have got plenty of parking. So
they do?
Don't
Okay.
let that be a deterrent.
there was a 4-phase project, and they're in phase 4 now. So it may be, on its way.
Did you know? Oh, go ahead. Please
gonna say,
go ahead with the story with that one.
Would you trade your child for a monkey?
No, I would not, Dan. I'd trade him for you.
Well, yeah. You get a better deal with a monkey than me. Foster mom allegedly traded her kid for a monkey.
A monkey, please no.
And they're asking the question, did a foster mom in Missouri really trade a child for a pet monkey? Police near St. Louis say they've charged a 70-year-old with child abuse and endangerment and are now investigating the monkey business. The girl's school called the cops when she stopped showing up and said they heard that she was traded to someone in Texas in exchange for a monkey. They found the girl. Now they've got to figure out if the monkey part actually happened.
I don't believe that happened, people.
They didn't say where they found the girl. Was she in Texas?
I don't know, Dan.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's
Do we have
the
a
key
missing?
to the yeah.
Yeah, Dan. Oh, good people. I'm not surprised. I am surprised. Every day I'm surprised of the whole craziness of our world.
Yeah.
Just all of it.
If you could think it, people will do it.
Okay, you know what? Get your earplugs ready. Do you know why? Because the cicadas are back.
Okay.
That's why. A group of periodical cicadas that have been underground for 17 years will appear in 14 states. Not our state, but still, get ready. Those states include Maryland, Ohio, South Carolina, New York, and Tennessee. But I had Dan listen, and I said, do you know what the sound is? And of course, we live in the country, so I hear them. But I wasn't sure that's what I was listening to.
Weren't they here last year?
Wasn't there a big influx
bunch of
or
them, yeah.
something?
They
I
were all
guess
over.
it just keeps
they
a
cycle.
They cycle.
Yeah.
So just be prepared.
A new chewing gum that fights off viruses is now being tested. Would that be cool?
Yes, but I read where chewing gum also, you can get all kinds of bioplastics when you chew gum. And I'm a gum chewer. But go ahead with your story.
Scientists have created a chewing gum that can fight off viruses like herpes and the flu. The plant-based gum traps the viruses before they can spread or cause any infection. The gum is being lab tested right now. Researchers say it doesn't need to be refrigerated, so it can stay at the bottom of your purse for up to 2 years. That's the big deal because most antiviral medications have to be stored at at cold temperatures, and they don't kill the stuff they're supposed to. Well, if it's plant-based, I don't know if there'd be any plastics in it, unless they add some.
Yeah, that's a different. Oh, wow. A different vibe there for sure. Okay, so National Siblings Day is today.
That would be your brother or sister.
Yes, it would, Dan. Thank you for that little definition. And Global Work from Home Day.
Okay.
We are obviously not observing that one. International Safety Pin Day.
Yeah.
Do
it
you
was
use
invented back in
safety pins?
1849.
Awesome.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They hold my diaper together.
Still? Even still? Do you have to wear the little plastic thing on the outside?
No, you still use the cloth ones.
Yeah, but my mama, I had a plastic thing that went on the outside of it.
Anyway. Oh, yeah, the
pants, some kind of pants. Yeah. National Cinnamon Crescent Day. Do you like a cinnamon crescent? I don't know.
I like cinnamon.
Open round of the Masters Golf Tournament.
Yes. Hey,
we'll be back tomorrow for Friday's edition of Around the Table.
Have a great day, everybody.